Hello students, welcome to Meso Study again. So in the today's session, as we have completed the whole chapter, now we will be talking about some questions. I have included the 10 questions which are important for your CBSE. Actually, the question, if you talk about the whole syllabus of the first chapter, syllabus is very vast, but I have tried to incorporate each and every topic in this. But still you have to revise more than that, still you have to practice more and more question if you want to attain a good marks. So I have included overall 10 questions, some questions are of 1 marks, some questions are of 2 marks, 3 marks and like this the questions are there. And I will tell you how to attempt this question, what are the maximum thing that you can include while talking about the different questions, right. So let us start the today's session about the living world. So the first question, which is of a 1 mark question. If a 1 mark question comes like this, how to attempt sub questions, along with that I will tell you about each and everything which we have revised in our chapter, right. So write the correct order of sequence of taxonomical category. Question arises, what is taxonomical categories? Taxonomical categories means, first of all, when we see any object, any living things over there, what we do, we classify them, we try to classify them. The first thing is identification, later on we basically name them, that is called as a nomenclature, and after that we classify them. Classification is important. Classification, if I talk in a broader category, that is a tree like thing. We start from a base, we start whether it belongs to a particular kingdom or not, or it belongs to some other kingdom, and later on after that we keep on dividing into the various categories. So there are different categories for that. Species is also a category, genus is also a category, family is also a category, class is also a category, order, kingdom, etc. All of these, they are a category. But question says that we have to arrange them. In the question, it is not written that we have to arrange them in increasing order or decreasing order, or it is not mentioned to start from a kingdom or to start from a species. So you can start from any of the direction, but preferably you should start from the kingdom. So whenever you have to identify any organism, any living beings, first of all you will see that whether it belongs to plant kingdom or animal kingdom. So first of all we have is a kingdom. Right. In the next chapter, I will be talking about the different kingdom. Basically, the chapter indicates the next chapter which we will be doing is a biological classification. We will be talking about the different system of classification, and those different system of classification, when we see, the most accepted is a 5 system classification or the 6 kingdom classification. In that we have is a monoran, we have is a protista, we have is a fungi, plantae and animalia. But basically the classification we do, that is mainly of a plantae and animalia, which is there in your syllabus. So first of all, the major category or that tree which come at the base, this is called as a kingdom. So the kingdom can be a plantae or animalia. Once we know about the kingdom, we go towards that whether it belongs to this particular phylum or not, right. So the next is called as a phylum. Don't worry, I will give you the example as well. Next we have is a phylum. After that phylum, we will look, in the phylum the different classes are there. So we will look for different classes. So the next category is called as a class. After the class, we have is a sub further category which is called as a order. Then we have is a family. Then we have is a genus. And in the end we have is a species. Now let's revise what we have done in our sessions. In our session, I have explained you about each and everything. Starting from a species, species is considered as a basic unit of classification. 1, 2, more than 2 species, they combine together and they form a genus. Or in the other way, if I say one genus has, sometimes the only one species is present, sometimes more than one species is present. So relatedness between members of a species will be more, whereas a relatedness between different species will be less. Similarly, the genus, the different species will be there. In the family, different genuses will be there. In the order, different families will be there, and also in the class, different orders are there, and in the phylum, different classes are there. Phylum, you must have heard of the Annelida are there, some chordates are there, all of these, they are phylums, right? So, if I talk about one example, let's take an example of Homo sapiens. Homo sapiens. Now, I am writing one scientific name, so that scientific name should be underlined, right? Let's talk about a kingdom of this Homo sapien. We belong to Plantae or Animalia? Definitely we belong to Animalia. So, the kingdom is called as a Animalia in our case. Let's talk about a phylum. Phylum can be a certain phylums which we have included in a non-chordate, but in case of human being, we come under a chordate phylum. So, the phylum which we have is a chordate. Chordata. After that, we have is a class. Now, tell me one thing, in case of the chordata, how many classes are present? Aves is there, mammals are there, and whatever, so many other are also there. So, but in this case, we belong to mammals, that we know that a very common thing, mammals. After that, we have to think about a order. Order in our case is called as a primata. So, we belong to which order? Primata. Primata. Whereas a family, in our case, a family is a Hominidae. Hominidae. In our case, the genus, now just listen to the case very carefully. Here I have written Homo sapiens. When we talk about the binomial system of classification, this is a binomial name of human being. The first word that we write is always a genus and second is called as a species. So, we have a genus and species name ready with us. So, this is called as a Homo is a genus and then we have as a species is called as a sapiens. So, right. Now, this is a 1 mark question, this is how you can attempt. If you want to write only categories, taxonomic category, you can also write that, but just for a reference, I have given you one example as well. So, if you have time, you can write an example as well, right. Now, let us move to second question. Second question states, what do you mean by chemotaxonomy? So, just revise what I have already told you in the sessions of the chapter. Just revise them. By the time, let me prepare board for you. Now, question indicate what do you mean by chemotaxonomy? Now, chemo means, what do you mean by chemo? Chemo means chemicals. Chemo means chemical. Taxonomy means classification. Classification. Means we have to classify the different organism on the basis of the chemicals which is present in them. Now, this chemical can be anything. This chemical can be an, you can say any content which is present in the cell. That means these chemical can be a serological chemical. That means it is related to blood. This can be any other body fluid. This can be a protoplasm as well, because from a bacteria to a higher mammal, each of these, the cell contain a protoplasm with them. In the protoplasm, 71% we have is a water present. Rest all the different carbohydrates are present, the different other things they are also present. Other than that, certain enzyme they can also be considered as those chemical by which we can classify these organisms. Other than that, there are certain other things like nucleic acids are also there. All of these, they come under the chemotaxonomy. So what is a chemotaxonomy? That means classification of organism on the basis of different chemicals present in them. So basically our motive is to classify them into various taxonomical categories on the basis of these chemicals. So let's talk about certain example of these chemicals that can be a protoplasm. For example, on the basis of protoplasm we can classify. On the basis of the presence of different type of nucleic acid. So nucleic acid, on the basis of secretion of certain enzymes or certain hormones, enzyme, certain serological property, certain other body fluids also. Each of these things can be taken as a reference for the classification of organism into different categories, right? So when you are attempting such question, this is just a 1 mark question, but still first of all you have to write a definition of it, and then you have to give an example. Without example, even your 1 mark question is incomplete. So let's talk about a third. Question says, what is genus, or define genus? First of all, tell me one thing, who discovered genus? At the time of taxonomical category, I have discussed about the genus. So who discovered this? Tournefort. He was the first one who used the term genus, right? For example, let's take an example of Mangifera indica, or let's take example of Homo sapiens only. Homo sapiens, right? In case of the Homo sapiens, this Homo is considered as a genus, whereas this sapien is considered as a species, that we know. But when we will be talking about the evolution of a man, in the evolution of a man, certain other man was also there, or early man was also there. We will be talking about the early man as well. Those early man, in some cases, they are called as a Homo erectus. Homo erectus as well. We will be discussing the Homo erectus as well. Now, reason why I have discussed the second name is that in this case also the genus is there, in this case also the species is present. But genus is same, but species is different in both the cases. This is called as a genus. That means genus is that thing which consists of a single species, or sometimes they are having a more than one species. Organism, now just tell me one thing, suppose I have two organisms, one is having a Homo erectus and another is also a Homo erectus. The similarity between the erectus will be more as compared to similarity between a sapiens and a erectus, right? So genus made up of species, or if I say this is a higher category than species, higher category than species. right? So similarity among species and species, among species and species, between the same species is always more. Between same species I am talking about. But similarities among the higher category will be a very less when I am talking about a genus. Right? And I have given you example as well. Homo erectus, Homo sapiens and sapiens that we have discussed. Now, one more thing to talk about a species, genus. Genus is further of a two type. What is that type? One is called as a monotypic and second is called as a polytypic. Now question arises, what do you mean by monotypic and the polytypic? Monotypic means those genus if they are having only one species with them, monotypic. If they are having a more than one species with them, they are called as a polytypic. If they have, they here means a genus, more than, only one species. If they have more than one species, genus have more than one species. Polytypic, monotypic and polytypic, right? This is also a 1 mark question. This is how you can attempt the genus. What is a genus? Now, let's talk about another question. That question is having 2 marks. So if you'll get a right, if you'll give a right answer, you will get a full 2 marks. Now, how to attempt such type of questions? So, question number 4 indicate we have to elaborate about keys as one of the taxonomical aids. Question says keys are there. And when I was discussing about taxonomical aid, keys was one of them. Now question arises, what is a key? Key is that taxonomical aid by which we classify a species. Basically, it is having that classification due to which we classify the organism. In this, the characters are present and that characters are present in a paired form. Contrasting characters are present, right? That is called as a key. Normally, why we refer key? Key is just like a, you can say, which opens the lock. In this case also, the key is that thing which help in opening a lock, and that lock is for the classification. With the help of these keys, we can easily classify this organism. So what happens is that normally when I have to classify one organism, first of all I'll see whether do they have this character present or they do not have these character present. If they have the character present, then we move towards this direction. If they do not have another character present, that we move towards another direction. Like this, the paired characters, they are present. The contrasting characters, they are present. Keys are further of 2 types. One is called as indented keys and second is called as bracketed keys. Now let's discuss about a key. Keys are one of taxonomical aids. Taxonomical aids which help in classification of organism. Right? On the basis of contrasting characters. the basis of the contrasting characters which is present in them. Suppose, let's take an example of any organism. If I want to classify it, that key is there, that key you can say that is a piece of paper on which the classification is there, on not exactly classification, there is actually a chart present like this. Suppose I have to discuss about, suppose I have to learn about, I have to identify one organism. First of all, I look whether it belongs to this particular phylum or not. On the basis of certain morphological character, I'll definitely distinguish that this belong to this particular phylum. For example, let's take an example of any of the insect. Insects belong to which phylum? Arthropoda. That means they have a jointed leg present. So insect is there, that means till class we know about the classification. After that, suppose till class 1 is there and then we have the class 2. If I want to classify the organism, first of all, in the class 1, I know that they belong to class 1, which is the Insecta. Now I look for certain contrasting characteristics, and those contrasting characteristics will be mentioned in that particular key which belong to an insect only. In that, contrasting character are like wings present, wings absent. On the basis of if they have a wing present, a pair of wing present or a two pair of wing present, or they have a venation present on the wings or not present. Depending upon them, when we see a tree-like structure will be present on this key, and we start classifying this organism, and we start from a species. We start from a class and then we'll move towards the family, the genus, etc. So, this is basically a classification, or if I say an identification up to species level. That means we get to know about the genus, about the species, and one more higher category, that is a family and order as well. Right? To talk about these keys is further of two types: indented keys, and second is called as a bracketed keys. Indented keys and bracketed keys, right? This is called as a key. So this is how you have to attempt. This is how you have to give a definition, then you have to give a types of it. That is enough. Now, let's talk about the next question. So the question says, what is a classical taxonomy and what is a modern taxonomy? So, classical taxonomy is also a taxonomy. Basically what is happening, we are classifying the organism, or you can say the systematics is there. Systematics is there. In this case also and in this case also. Classification is happening, systematics is happening. Now let's talk about the first, classical taxonomy. And second is called as a modern taxonomy. Name indicate classical taxonomy. So classical taxonomy is also called as a old taxonomy. First point, also called old taxonomy or old systematics. Whereas a modern taxonomy is also called as a biological taxonomy. Also called biological taxonomy. Right? Now, in case of classical taxonomy, basically what we are doing is classification of animal is doing. In this case, in case of the classical taxonomy, only a very less number of individuals are studied. Less number of individuals are studied. In case of modern taxonomy, large number of individuals are studied. And I will explain you about this point. Large number of individuals are studied. In case of the first, that is a classical taxonomy, when we talk about in this, the morphological factors or morphological characters are studied. So, they rely only on morphological character. So, here in modern taxonomy, not only the morphological characters are studied, along with the morphological, the phylogenic is also studied. So, this is the reason I have mentioned above, the large number of individuals are studied. In case of classical taxonomy is that taxonomy in which what we do, the species is taken as a reference. Only species is taken as a static entity. Species taken as basic concrete character. Or static also. Whereas in the modern taxonomy, in this case, the species is considered as related to another one another as mutuable. And it is considered as a, so we talk about a relationship between the two species, and it is considered as a dynamic entity. Dynamic. Or if I say this is a ever-changing activity, ever-changing entity. Right. So, this was the fifth question between the difference between a classical taxonomy and the modern taxonomy. We have other questions also, we have other 5 questions also, but we are having a very shortage of time. So, in the next session, I will be discussing about the rest of the 5 questions. So, get ready for the next 5 questions. First of all, revise this which we have already completed, then watch the next one. Till then, take care of yourself. Thank you so much, students, for watching this.